Facing a little bit of a cat, not emergency, but the cat wanted to join and then he didn't, and now he does again, so bear with. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. There we are. Yep, all looks good. Lovely. Hi guys! Yeah, you gonna sit as far away as possible? I made this up for you. I made this for you. He's so silly. Anyway, well, hello and welcome. It's surprisingly hot out today, so bear with. I'm literally just after eating dinner. And I have to close the window because traffic. Yeah, can you guys hear me? Pretty bad if you can't. It says I'm going, so it's always good to double check. Yeah, you coming? No? No. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, the funny thing is it was raining like yesterday and it was actually quite cold, but today it's shockingly hot, which is good for drying the washing, but like I'm not made for hot weather. Not one bit. How are you guys doing? I don't know if I asked, but better to double check. Bit quiet. It's because I moved my mic around to the wrong side of the screen. Come here, you. Over you get. Where you belong. Whoops. Don't knock over the drink. Emergency time. No. Okay, is that better? What the hell am I doing? There we go. There. Is that better? Oh, I'm all over the place today. Whew. I'm gonna tie my hair up proper. Whew. Excellent, yeah. I literally just moved it to the other side of the desk. Like left to right, so... Drawing while listening? That's excellent. I hope you have fun drawing. I kind of also hope you share what you've drawn, because I love seeing what other people do. Partially because I'm nosy, and partially because I just like dishing out compliments. Eating a burger! Wow! Is it like a McDonald's burger, or is it like a nice... Not to diss McDonald's, but is it a McDonald's type burger, or is it a nice burger? Hi Rylan, hello. My dinner, I had rice with like kale, egg, and some like ham. So it was just kind of pseudo healthy adjacent. It's quite nice though. It's quite homemade. See, that's good burger then. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to remember where we left off last time. I think we were in some tunnels. The next morning, weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna reread this page, but I think we were in tunnels last time, and we soft locked, or we 100% locked. I think we locked in Vivian's romance, I believe. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna read this page again because I really don't remember last time that much. The next morning, you awaken slowly, still unused to the quiet of blah blah blah. Still unused to the quiet of the house in Baz's absence. As you come downstairs for breakfast, though, you realise that the streets outside are not quiet at all. There's some sort of clamour among your neighbours, and you wonder if there could have been yet another magical attack. Making your way outside, though, you find it's not a supernatural crisis, but a political one. The other residents on your street haven't known quite how to treat you since Baz's arrest. Poor Baz. But the moment you step outside, free people are surrounding you and demanding you buy a newspaper. You've been too distracted to purchase many issues of the Comet so far, but it's not at all difficult to track down its envoys, selling copies on practically every street corner. Unfolding the paper, it doesn't take you long. Oh, I remember now. It doesn't take you long at all to discover the revelation that seems to have caught, all Calestri's attention. Nobu Marden, Bernard Gislane's husband, intends to leave the Astral Assembly, the Comet announces. Which means that, with only days left for candidates to declare themselves, the Assembly is about to have one open seat. Woohoo. We wanted to burn down the city because they imprisoned Daddy. Yeah, no, I agree. I think we should still. And we have the ability to do so through politics. Yeah, I can't remember if it was chapter 4 or 5 where we went to visit our mother as well. I think it might have been chapter 5. And she was like, yes, I was mortal. And my sister murdered me, and then I came back to life, and I was a demigod but after that. Yeah. Baz is your real father, blah, blah, blah. And then we came back, we met Vivian, and we're like, hi, Vivian. We love you. What was that? No, I meant let's go hang out. Yeah, okay. And then we went into the underground, and he's like, oh, we're going to, yeah, I've been in contact with my family. They don't know that they're my family, but, you know. Oh, that's great, Vivian. Alright, okay. Yeah, we missed the talk with Vivian. I'm sure chapters, we can always imagine. I don't think we can go redo specific chapters. So, I don't know. Hopefully chapter 6 will let us move forward the romance. Yeah, let's continue. And hopefully there's gonna be 4. Yeah? There's gonna be Oh, yeah? Can you hear him? Meow. Meh. I love you. Oh, he went meh. 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 Yeah, he wanted to join stream today, so I let him. Yeah. I made a seat for you, sir. It's there. It's got Fluffy blanket on it. Fluffy. Yeah. I love the cat in the box emoji. It's so cute. Does that exist on Discord, or is it just a YouTube thing? Or is it a mobile phone thing and I just didn't know? Meow. Meow, meow. Anyway, let's. Chapter 6. Stars attend. Also, I think I've made. Oh, it's bigger on my end, but it doesn't look like it is on stream. Oh no, it does. It was just delayed a little bit. Yeah. YouTube specific. Okay, yeah. Also meowing back is the only correct response. Or if they yawn, you're not really a cat person unless you go, oh, big yawn. Meow. Sorry, the cat takes all priority. Yeah, I made the text bigger because I think I was just having issues with small text. So I've been playing a lot of text adventures. I've played like 3 of them since last week. A lot shorter than this, but damn are they good. Damn were they good. Anyway, enough delaying. Onto the chapter. Stars ahead. Ahead? Stars attend. Oh, interesting. Between the flurry of excited neighbours, so distracted by the news as to disregard the cloud of Baz's scandal, still hanging over you, and one of the first chances you've had to properly read the comet, you quickly find yourself knowing more about Calestri's elections than you ever did before. Wait, is that 4? It's 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Fun. Where was I? Yeah? Do you want to pick? Which one do you pick? 2? He wants to pick 2. Oh, stretchy stretch. Slow blinking. Yep. All of them work. Just letting your cat know that you love them. Because we're basically like immortal elves to them. So we might as well act like we know what they're talking about. 100%. The election is to be held in just under 2 months' time. Very close to the end of the year and the fall of the Gravedigger's star. All 32 seats in the Astral Assembly are open in every election. Oh, 32. Every 5 years, meaning all the delegates must decide whether to run for re-election or retire. A handful of other candidates besides Nobu Marden are stepping down this year. Though you gather they announced their intentions earlier, and their factions have had more time to choose their favoured successors. There aren't contests for individual seats. The election is for the body of the assembly at large. Oh yeah, we got a birth certificate! Mr. Kitty... Wait. Yeah, I think Prometheus wants to run for the election. I think Prometheus would be an excellent candidate for Prime Minister or President of any country. Because he knows how to get things done, and he knows when to take a nap. Hear. Yeah? Yeah. I don't know where I was at. I'm getting silly now. Sorry, guys. Besides number one, there aren't contests for individual seats. The other body standard a lot. Okay. Their favourites. There aren't contests for individual seats. The election is for the body of the assembly at large. Victory granted to the most popular candidates overall. But you gather the old political hands still like to do what they can to help their chosen successors step into place. Who will be taking over Nobu's seat is, apparently, an open question, and it's around then the amount of political speculation in the newspapers starts to make your head spin. You're just about to set it aside when one more thing catches your eye. Due to the need for confidentiality in the electoral process, as well as recent security incidents, the Sublime Tower will be closed to members of the public not involved with the election, with limited exceptions from tomorrow until the end of the year. Oh no, the candidate's committing voter fraud or something. What are you doing? What are you doing? He says nothing, but I don't believe him. What are you doing? Nothing? You can't be doing nothing. He's up to something. Anyway, You've never heard of the total closure of the tower, aside from some security measures right after Bass's arrest. Even when the delegates aren't having meetings, there are plenty of people milling around there, meeting with clerks and Cat. What are you doing? No arguing. What are you doing? Don't you dare. No, get out of there. No. Go, Cat. Bad. Sorry, I think he was about to eat a wire. That's not good. I don't want a deep fried cat. I don't. You want here cheesy treats? I can bribe him. Yeah. Instantaneous behave. Yeah, cheesies. Oh my god. I think the heat's getting to him as well, actually. Where was I? Sorry. Okay. Even when the delegates aren't having meetings, there are plenty of people milling around, meeting with clerks and judges and the guard. Or sometimes you think, just taking in the tower, and the sorceress's absence from it. You can't imagine the citizens of Calestria will be pleased with this about this announcement, but in the meantime you have more immediate concerns, whether or not you're going to romance Vivian. If you're going to get inside the tower again anytime soon, and that's still your best lead to track down the remnant stars, even if the stars themselves aren't there, you're going to have... He's behaving. You're going to have to involve yourself with the election. Bribery. Option 1, excellent. I've been so curious about the way things work here now. 2, I'll do it if I must, but the assembly is a farce compared to my mother's rule. I'd rather not do anything to give it legitimacy. That's what... Prometheus... My cat's a dictator. That's the one he chose. That sounds like an excellent way to get my name out in the city. It sounds like a headache. I wonder if there's any way around it. My cat is anti-diplomacy. Oh god, what's it called? Democracy. I knew it was a D. Anti-democracy cat. Awful. Terrible. No! I guess, are people voting with the cat now? The cat has chosen. Okay, it looks like number 2 one. Okay. I don't want to give this democracy some kind of legitimacy. No. If Mr. Kitty wants... Yeah. Cat, what else do you want? He says more bribes. Right, I'll do it. No legitimacy, blah blah blah. It's not clear from what you've read so far precisely what it means to be involved with the election. If only the candidates and delegates themselves were permitted, you suspect the phrasing would have been more specific. You might not need to run for the assembly yourself to gain access to the tower, but it does sound like you need to make that decision today. Pardon me? You've been reading on... Right, you've been reading on your way back from purchasing the newspaper, and the periodic interruptions from curious neighbours make it take longer than you'd expect. Take longer than you'd expected to return to your front door. Your foot slides on something as you step inside, and you bend down to find an envelope on the floor. Someone must have slipped it under the door while you were out. Tearing it open, you find a brief note. Morrigan, hope you had a safe journey back from Arol. Had to hurry back as well. Plenty of fires to put out in town yet. I'd actually like to borrow a bit more of your time, if you can drop by the tower sometime today. If you've read The Comet, which I encourage you to do, you'll see it really does have to be today. There are a few things I'd very much like to discuss with you, and I'd expect you'll find them to be in your own interest as well. Don't worry about timing. The guards to bring you up to my office on site. Ray Ghislaine. Dun dun dun. Though the details are unclear, you strongly suspect you're being offered a way into the election. Perhaps if you entered the service of one of the delegates, you'd have your ticket to the tower. On the other hand, if you did want to run yourself, all you have to do is go to the tower to submit your name. You wouldn't need any outside help. Not for that part of the process, anyway. Since the comet explains just what you'd have to do. Whatever you decide, you'll evidently need to figure it out very soon. Entering the Astral Assembly could help you do any number of useful things. Earn the people's trust to take the throne later, tear the rebels' false system apart from the inside, or simply aid in the government, in the governing of Calestri in the same way that every other delegate does. But you can still build toward those goals without joining the Assembly yourself, and finding another way to access the tower would help you stay a bit more distant from the public eye, if not out of it completely. Ooh, noises. We can stab him? No! Prometheus, do we stab him? Cat says no. We don't stab him. If you did want to run yourself, all you have to... Wait. Where was I? Damn it. The government... You can build toward... But you can still build toward those goals without joining the assembly yourself, and finding another way to access the tower would help you stay a bit more distant from the public eye, if not out of it completely. And if there's someone else you feel is better suited to leadership, perhaps you could offer your services to their campaign. You'll have to head to the tower, whether you're looking to enter your name or seeking another path. And considering that today is apparently the last day it'll be open to the public for quite some time, you doubt you'll be the only one. 2 minutes, I'll let you contemplate the answers. I need to let the cat out because he's decided he's had enough. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Oh. Yeah? Yeah. Come on, then. There you go. Good boy. He's gonna want us back in like a minute. Okay, right, 1. The crowds will make room for me. I'm sure of that much. I hope any visitors are, 2. I hope any visitors are going to complain. Wait. They have a right to see what goes on in the tower. Oh, right. They have a right to see what goes on in the tower. 3. I don't mind waiting as long as it takes today. I'm sure the closure is for a good reason. 4. I wonder why the tower is closing so suddenly now. I hope nothing else has gone wrong. 5. Citizens or assembly. Anyone standing between me and the tower is going to pay. Oh, did you hear the meow? Meow. Silly boy. Okay. 4 with a touch of 5. Okay. That was for you. I wonder why the tower is closing. So, yeah, I wonder why. It's probably because they don't want people in. Well, clearly, because they're up to something. It's mystery. I wonder what... 4-1. I wonder why the tower is closing so suddenly now. I hope nothing else has gone wrong. And if it does, I hope it's me that does it. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Okay, yep. Navigating through the street outside your front door is a challenge, but it's nothing compared to what you find in the sublime plaza. Even before you reach the plaza itself, you can see the gathering throng. That the tower is still open today seems true enough, as you can see people rushing in and out. But you can't imagine how they're ever going to admit everyone. It feels like half of Calestri is here, demanding to know why the city's standing policy has been reversed. There's no shortage of people around to ask for guidance, but it's hard to imagine who might actually be helpful in a mob of confused and upset who might actually be helpful in a mob as confused and upset as this one. You can see grey-cloaked Sublime Guard members running to and fro, trying to, oh god, I hate this word, assuage? A sausage? Assuage? I know the word, I just don't say it often. Calestry's worries, but that's clearly going to be a long process. Just as you prepare to step forward into the chaos, the owner of one particular grey cloak catches sight of you and makes a neat turn in your direction. Miss Celeste, M says, looking a little harried, though not as panicked as you might have expected. I was asked to keep a lookout for you and to escort you inside. Lots of assembly business today, aside from all the rest of this. Staff appointments, candidate submissions, and all that. And you'd probably find it hard to get anywhere on your own. Delegate Ghislaine would like to see you as soon as possible. Though M maintains a business-like expression, they can't quite hide the spark of pleasure in their eyes. They're clearly glad you've made a good impression on at least one of their fathers. That mention of staff appointments, is Renard looking to hire you as a secretary? It's every girl's dream. You're sure M would be delighted to help you to that meeting, though it's not your only option. If Renard is more or less the leader of the Naturalists, and he has some offer to make you, you can't help but wonder if Ravenna Rao, as the leader of the Harnessers, might be able to offer you something in turn. That would likely be more difficult without a pre-existing invitation on your side, but if you'd rather do favours for the Harnessers, or if you'd simply like to learn more about them, you could try your luck there. 1. Yes, please take me to Delegate Ghislaine. 2. My apologies, I was hoping to see Delegate Rao. Could you take me to her? 3. Actually, I'm interested in entering the election myself. Could you show me where to do that? Ooh. Gonna need what? See if the third person votes for free. I'm gonna cry. I think I also need to go quickly grab the dice. There we go. Literally a meter away. There we go. Where are you? There you are. Come here. Come here. There we go. Lovely. Now that's gonna go over here because I'm scared of getting like coffee or something on it. No. Not for how much that cost. No. Well, I have a feeling this is the type of game where we could turn on Ghislaine later, but I don't know. So Ghislaine is with the Naturalists that do not want to use the stars and want to get rid of them somehow. Ravenna wants to use the stars so that everyone can have their magic power and stuff. Well, I hate to tell you, Lisa, but number 1 won, so I think we're going to be siding with Ghislaine, even though we don't trust him. There we go. Okay, we're going to go with Ghislaine. Because maybe we can run into people along the way. Yeah, it's easier to stab someone in the back if you're closer to them. Easy. Anyway, in poll. Yes, please take me to your leader, father. Ooh, 4 options. Lovely. 3 and 4. Excellent. Can you still see that? I think you can. M breaks into a smile. Obvious relief breaking through their business-like demeanour. Yes, of course, I'm sure he'll be pleased. He seems very interested in talking to you. He said you spoke in a role? Come along then, this way. I can get you through. M turns back into the crowd and starts to walk forward. The gathered mob doesn't show much inclination to make a path for them, or indeed particularly acknowledge their presence, despite their best efforts. You're not certain how much good their escort is actually doing you. After advancing several more paces into the plaza, you grasp the second reason it's so packed today. A large portion of the stone lining the ground is blocked off by a hastily that was us. By a hastily constructed fence, and behind the fence is a gaping pit down into darkness. And the after effects of the collapse you saw yesterday, you realise. What happened there? You asked unknowingly. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You ask him, considering that the circumstances under which you saw that maw appear weren't entirely legitimate, it doesn't seem wise to let on. M sighs, lifting a hand to push their hair away from their face. That lightning strike destabilized the area much more than we first realized. There's extensive subterranean damage, and a portion of the ground fell in yesterday. We had people working all night to make certain that the rest of the plaza is safe to walk on. Don't worry, the repairs are going to be even more of a headache. Wait, the repairs are just going to be even more of a headache now. 1. Even with this many people here? I look around warily. So tell me, why is the tower really closing? I'm sure the question will annoy them, but I want to know what they think. 3. Thank you for the escort. I don't mean to take up your time, I say. 4. Everyone says you don't give special treatment, so I'm an exception then? I ask. I mean, yeah. I think 2 is gonna win. I think we're being nice to M. I think M should do us a favour in turn, even if it annoys them. Let's calm down, we don't want to accidentally romance M. Okay, it looks like 2 has won. So, tell me, why is the tower really closing? The comet said why. M frowns back at you. Oh, there's 4. Sorry. Need to... Where's my mouse? There it is. I was just about to type 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat, and it... one of those days. The lightning strike. Yeah, I did it right, okay. The lightning strike, Baz, the remainders, and the Gravedigger star getting closer. There's too much risk involved. The delegates will still be available to the people, if that's what you're concerned about. We'll just be making different arrangements. Eventually you manage to fight back the crowd enough to reach the tower doors. The guard members on duty are arguing with an angry-looking man about the tower's closure, and you'd swear they shoot dark looks at M as you go by. Pardon me. Goodness. M, for their part, seems to be avoiding their eyes. The inside of the tower proves to be much quieter than the outside, though the people you pass in the hallways look about as tense. The path M guides you along is similar at first to the one you've taken to Ravenna's office in the past. But this time M leads you further down the same hallway, deeper into the tower's winding corridors. Renard's office is, in fact, at the very end of one of those winding corridors. The hall inside the tower curves so much that it's hard to be certain, but you think you're almost exactly opposite the tower's entrance on the floor below. Here you are then, M says, smiling at you. It's good of you to be so prompt. 1. Any chance you can come in? Put in a good word for me? 2. So why is your other father leaving the assembly anyway? 3. I'm always glad to see Renard. He's done so much for Calestri. 4. Do you know what he wants with me? We're more equal than you. Ugh. Is that an Animal Farm quote? It sounds like an Animal Farm quote. Yeah, M is being really nice. It's making me suspicious, actually. Like, why is M being this nice? Isn't M, like, quite grouchy? Maybe not grouchy, but, like... Not chipper. There we go, that. I see. Number 2 has 1. Okay. Yeah, number 2. Right. So why is your other father leaving the assembly anyway? M narrows their eyes. For his own reasons. I don't gossip about assembly business, or family matters, Miss Celeste. And this is both. With a final nod and a wave, M departs back down the hallway. This end of the corridor isn't as crowded as some of the others you passed along the way, though you still see people hurrying in and out of a few offices. Bernard's door is quiet and still, and you lean in to knock. I am the one who not sorry. I haven't even watched that show, I don't know why I'm quoting it. Yeah, they didn't like that. I wonder why, like, it must be really personal. It must have led to a lot of... I have a feeling Ghislaine's unhappy with that choice, if that's how M is reacting. Wait, was that 4 or 5? That was 5, okay. Sorry. Whoop. Okay, pause now. Come in, Renard's voice calls from inside. You open the door to see him seated at a long desk. His expression is open and cheerful as always. Ah, don't call me by my first name. I am Miss Celeste. Thank you very much. Anyway, Morrigan, I confess I was hoping that was you. Had a feeling, even. Compared with your memory of Ravenna Rao's office, Renard's is more lavishly decorated, and at least half again as large. One wall is lined with neatly packed bookshelves, while the others are hung with various ornaments, portraits, needlework, what you believe are framed issues of The Comet. The artwork covers a wide range of style and quality. One wall is almost entirely taken up by a single portrait. Renard, Nobu and M outside the tower. What looks to have been about 10 years ago. That's kind of sweet. Like, it takes up the entire wall too. Anyway, it's so elaborately detailed. I'm getting like I don't want to spoil Castlevania, but if you saw Castlevania and that one scene with the portrait near the end of like that arc, I don't want to think about that. But I am reminded of it. What looks to have been about 10 years ago. It's so elaborately detailed you can see the brush strokes. Oh, that sounds so nice. And across the office is a much smaller piece, uncoloured, barely more than a sketch, though it occupies a frame with as much filigree as the huge family portrait. The sketch shows several people at a table, bent close in intent conversation. 2 you know at once for Renard and Nobu. Looking no older than you are now, perhaps younger. Though you're less certain about the identities of their companions, you're fairly confident in your guesses. Pardon me. The figure with the long wavy hair looks to be Kieran? Wait, is that Kieran or Kuran? I think it's Kieran. Kieran Anand. Ooh, that is gonna tongue twist the hell out of me. Kieran Anand, the delegate from Arol. The woman between Renard and Nobu, her pale hair cut short and her face reminiscent of both Renard's and of the statue outside, must be Renard's twin sister, Renata. Oh, Renard and Renata. Oh. Sorry. There's sketch dates from the rebellion, you're sure. Perhaps the artist is even one of the figures in it. Across the wide desk is Renard, watching you with his head slightly tilted to one side and an inquisitive smile on his lips. There are papers stacked in front of him, but you can't make out their contents from the doorway. How are you this morning, Morrigan? he asks, warmth in his voice. I trust you didn't have too much trouble getting here. Things are a bit wild outside, last I looked. 1. No trouble. 2. Nothing I couldn't handle. 3. Trouble or not, I'm glad the tower's closing. It's not worth the risk letting people in at a time like this. 4. I don't know what you expected. Closing the tower with no warning. You had a hand in that, I assume. 5. Aren't we in a hurry here? Why, yeah, I think he's up to something. Like, last time he found out, oh, I have this chest with your birth certificate in it. Also, I don't know if you guys pick it up, but I'm really noticing how much he's saying her first name, and it makes me uncomfortable. It feels like a manipulation tactic, like saying someone's first name is like, I don't know. It makes me feel weird that he's said it like 2 or 3 times in this one page. We're stabbing No! We're not stabbing anybody, unless it's fun. Speaking of which, at the end of this chapter, I want to talk a little bit about Veilguard, because I spent my afternoon crying of a development that I'd never went through personally, that I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. Oh no. Oh god, I've never worked in customer service, but yeah, I get the vibe. I don't like that. It just reads name tag, Susan. I am the customer, Susan. Shut up. Stop. Oh, a hint about the Veilguard. I just recruited Davrin in my perfection run, and I made a choice that I never made before, and I genuinely cried at the results of that choice. I hated it. I hated it because I did not think they would go that hard. I was angry. I think I posted in my reaction in the Discord. I was so upset. Just, don't you dare. 10 minutes later, they did. They did dare. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I just... The one thing I refuse to do, because I have like severe like social anxiety. I could never work in customer service. Either I would attack them or I would shut down completely. There's no in between. I couldn't do it. Not for the life of me. Right, so sorry, I need to check what the 4 and 1. Any more votes? Because those are 2 very different numbers. I'm gonna quickly eat some leftover rice that I think is still there. Yep. This is quickly gonna devolve into what is it called? A mukbang stream. Oh no. You see, that's the worst case scenario. That's what every interaction I would have would be in my head before I even speak to someone. You just see me trying to answer the phone normally, or like calling up like the GP or something, or I don't know, like, oh no, I'm trying to think of a good example. Or phoning up like the estate agents or something for whatever reason. I'm just like, right, they're gonna yell at me. No. Four, okay, 4 months. But yeah, no, customer service, no. Not for me. I'm sure there are nice people, but honestly, fuck that. No. Not for me. All it takes is one person and my week is ruined. 4, I don't know what you expected closing the tower with no warning. You had a hand in that, I assume. Oh, 4 options. Excellent. You have a lobster. I'm sure you do. I assume some of them are from, like, co-workers as well. And it's always worse when you hear from someone else, because... I don't even know. Anyway. Renard pauses, staring at you more closely than before. It was sudden, yes, and it's a reversal of what the city is used to. I certainly don't expect everyone to accept it easily, but I hope you can understand that I hope you can understand that we could hardly do anything else in the current circumstances. And as it was the Assembly's decision, I suppose I played as much a role as anyone else did, as anyone else there did. Yeah, spaced out there. A little abruptly, Renard claps his hands together, leaning forward over the desk. Right, he is! That and that thing where Baz did, where he would go, right. I swear to God, he knows, and he's being, like, manipulative as shit, I can tell. I'm shifting my chair. There. This is my serious position in my chair. He's manipulating us. He's trying to be our new Baz. He's trying to be our other father. Right, to business then. I'd like to make you an offer. I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse. You come here to my daughter's wedding. I'd like to make you an offer, Morgan. And I think it's one that will interest you. With the way things have been progressing recently, I find it feels prudent to expand my staff. Ugh. Make sure there are enough hands. Yeah, no, I'm getting such horrible vibes from Renard, and I don't like it. Make sure there are enough hands around to take care of any sudden emergencies, you know? And as it seems you'll be staying in town for a while, naturally your name came to mind. It's nothing too arduous, spreading the good word in town, handling some paperwork here and there, running errands. We are basically going to be his secretary. It's like Devil Wears Prada, but worse somehow. Running errands occasionally, though I promise to do my best to keep things more interesting than that. Without probing too deeply into your current financial situation, I expect the compensation should resolve any uncertainty you might be facing after Baz's arrest. And of course, you'll be guaranteed continued access to the tower. You do seem to keep finding yourself back here, don't you? You literally invaded me! Renard's grin is as bright and friendly as ever as he watches you across the desk, but there's a weight to that last sentence, one you're not certain how to interpret. In the worst way possible, interpret it. Any questions? Renard continues, very Very happy to discuss anything that's weighing on your mind. I will say it's quite an advantageous position I'm offering you here, but I'm biased, of course. 1. You're the city's hero. Is there any doubt you'll be re-elected? 2. Why is your husband leaving the assembly? 3. Are you sure you want me? I'm not from Calestri and I don't have any political experience. 4. No, I think I understand. Oh, hey, Cass. Okay, 3 votes. Cass, do you want to vote? I know you probably have no clue what's going on, but do you want to vote? Do you want the right to vote in this democracy where cats are now the president, but they're not actually? They want to stab people. I'm sure that makes sense somewhere. Although I do think number 2 won. Yeah, what is it with your husband leaving the assembly? Nope. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there's 5 options, right. And they're all no, except for 1. Excellent. Okay. Renard's smile doesn't fade, but the silence stretches just long enough to be uncomfortable. I admit I didn't specifically say I was asking for questions about the position, he says eventually, but I did think it was implied. You just return his stare, eyebrows lifted. Eventually Renard does frown, just slightly. Nobo's given decades of his life to Calestri in one form or another, Morrigan. If he wants to retire, he's earned it. I don't believe we're entitled to ask him anything more. He drums his fingers on the desk. So, what do you say? I'm afraid I do need an answer immediately. I normally wouldn't rush you like this, but well, it's going to get quite a bit more difficult to have appointments like this in a day or so. Best to settle things fast. Vote cat. Vote cat. Accepting Renard's offer would get you access to the tower that you need, as well as access to the man himself. Useful if you intend to look further into Baz's accusations against him. At the same time, though, if he does have suspicions against you that he's not yet naming, working for him would likely aid his investigation into you as well. This could also be a chance to aid the naturalist cause, or to sabotage it from the inside. And once again, on the other hand, publicly allying yourself with the naturalist could have its downsides as well. If you turn him down, you'll have to find another way to get your pass to the tower on short notice. Right now, the only options that seem plausible are to see if Ravenna is willing to make you a similar offer, or to become a candidate yourself. And if Ravenna turns you down, you'll likely have to run for office. You doubt Renard would welcome you back after you turned him down. Across the desk, Renard's expectant eyes are locked onto your own. 1. Yes, I'll accept Renard's offer and join his staff. 2. No, I'll take my chances with Ravenna instead, though I won't tell Renard that. 3. No, I'll take my chances with Ravenna instead, and I don't mind telling Renard. 4. I'll go enter the election myself, though I won't tell Renard that. Pardon me? 5. I'll go enter the election myself, and I don't mind telling Renard. Approval with Ravenna? Oh gosh, I think, yeah. So it's a text adventure, so it's kind of like a novel, but it's like you have these options to, the story moves forward based on your choices, and it's all text based, so it's kind of like reading a book, but it's digital, and you make the choices. So I'll check the stats real quick. Yeah, so we're playing as Morrigan. We chose our own name. We are the daughter and heir of the sorceress of the skies, who was supposedly a demigod, but we found out like in the last chapter that no, she was immortal. She got killed and she got brought back to life via supernatural means and got all these powers, became a supposed goddess. We're her daughter, and there was this guy Baz in the city which was the seat of her power, and Baz turns out to have been her real father, and he sacrificed himself so that we wouldn't get arrested. But now we might be running for election, but we also might become the secretary. Also, there's a ghost we brought back to life in the beginning called Vivian, and we're romancing him. He's great. Anyway. Oh, the entire story is whether or not we reclaim the throne to Calestri or something. I forget what exactly we were planning to do. Wait, are we still a tyrant? No, we're merciful, but are we still a tyrant? Where is it? We're not! We're a savior! Ghost. Yeah, also, yeah, Vivian's also a ghost, and he's great. Yeah, our tyranny went down. Okay, where are we with, oh no. Did our relationship with Vivian go down? It was up at 80 at some point, wasn't it? No! Ravenna does not like us as much as Renard, so I don't think we're gonna get to do that. I think we might have to either run for election ourselves or side with Ghislaine. Why? We Viv! I'm so mad at that. I think we're gonna need to spam his romance to get the approval up. Oh. Okay. So, yeah. Damn it. That actually, I'm genuinely upset at that. What are your choices? What do we do? I don't think Ravenna will accept. And if we do, we might need to, like, convince her. Like, real hard. One. Yeah, literally, we're gonna need to just spam all the heart options. You know why it might be? It might be, and I hate saying this, because we didn't choose to discuss what our relationship is at the end of the last chapter. One for one. Well, one. Are we certain? I'm gonna run a poll. I want to make certain, because we can't. Oh, this is a big choice. Wait, nope. Wrong button. Wrong lever, Kronk. Yeah, I don't trust him either, but we can stab him in the back from his side better than if we were further away. He could have, yeah. He could have, but he was also waiting. Mind you, I think we've given Vivian every hint that we're interested. I think the ball's in his court. If he doesn't want to proceed with the romance, that's his fault. Stabby stab. You want to stabby stab? I think, yeah, okay. We're gonna run for No, wait, we're gonna become Ghislaine's secretary. Agrees, knows nothing. I guess the problem, that's why there's like just like 3 or 4 people keeping up with the stream now, because we're so far in it that it's kind of like watching a TV show. Like, you've got like 2 episodes left. Why would anybody step in now? We were gonna 4 votes, become Ghislaine's secretary. Of course, sir. I swear to God, if he calls us Morrigan one more time, if he claps his hands and goes, right, one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Renard pumps his hand infused. What is that gesture? Yeah. Oh, I hate him. Renard pumps his hand enthusiastically, exclaiming about how delighted he is to have you working by his side, as he chatters blithely on. I hate that word. You contemplate what this campaign will mean for you. Your plan is to let the people of Calestri continue ruling their own city. Your plan is to let the people of Calestri continue ruling their own city, as they have for 2 decades now. Is helping Renard win re-election how you mean to achieve that goal? We know how to make coffee. Yeah. Cass, we know how to make coffee because of Baz. He introduced us to the thing that is coffee. We were literally an uncivilized barbarian living in a cave up until the point we came to the city. It was great. Do you like coffee? Yes, we love coffee. Do we like coffee? I forget what option we chose. Okay. Did I even read the options? 1, yes, I want Renard to go on leading the assembly just as he has been. 2, no, I actually want to stab Renard. Also true. I want the people to rule, but I don't want him to be one of them. 3, I don't care if Renard wins or not, I only want access to the tower. 4, I've changed my mind, I don't want the people to rule anymore. I want to become a tyrant, actually. I'm sure Vivian will approve. He can be my, a consort or some such. Okay. Any more votes? Free seems to be winning. I see. I wish that was on the stats page, whether or not we like coffee. Okay. Sorry, I thought that was the cat there. It wasn't. Number 2 has won. Okay. No, I actually want to stab Renard. I want the people to rule, but I don't want him to be one of them. I mean sabotage. Renard offers you a single smile, oblivious, for now, to your true intentions, before standing from his desk. Right then, I hate you. Right then, you ought to come along with me to my next meeting, strategizing for Foundation Day next week. You're familiar, no? Well, if not, we'll get you straightened out. He strides towards the door. Do I need a clipboard or something? I don't have one on me, but I've got a book. Yes, of course, Mr. Ghislaine. What are your next appointments? You follow Renard up for the tower to one of the more residential levels. He informs you... Sorry, my mouse was in the way. He informs you as you go to... Wait, what? He informs you as you go that the... Am I stupid? Or is that a weird sentence? He informs you as you go that the naturalists are... Right, I'm reading it wrong. Okay. He informs you that... He informs you as you go that the naturalists are holding their meeting in his personal apartments. So much is going on in the lower towers today, you know. Better to keep a bit of distance from all that, we've decided. Bernard's apartments, when you arrive, are more simply decorated than his office, the furniture very fine but lacking the style and ornamentation you saw downstairs. You're not certain how large the suite is, but judging by the size of the sitting room you see when you enter, the whole space is likely only a bit smaller than Baz's house. Seated on various chairs and sofas around the room are perhaps 8 or 9 people. Not all of the naturalist delegates, but perhaps some of their leading members, as well as a few other assistants. Sorry for the delay, everyone, Renard announces as he enters. The assembled crew turns to him almost at once. You reflect, not for the first time, on Renard's easy magnetism. I was just sorting out a few matters downstairs, and here's one of them. I don't know how many of you know Morrigan Celeste, but she's going to be helping us fight the good fight this year. Morrigan, yeah, sure we are. Morrigan, let's see. You know Kieran, of course. That's Will with them. Another one of my assistants. Feel free to bring any questions to him if I'm not available. Kieran Anand, Renard's companion from a role, gives you an eager wave, and Will, a freckled, thickly built young man, who looks around your age and perhaps a bit younger, offers a serious nod. There's 5 options. Renard makes the rest of the introductions to your new colleagues, who greet you with varying degrees of interest and skepticism. There's a silence when Renard has made it all the way around the room, and you realise you're expected to offer a greeting of your own. Hi, Morgan. Yeah. It's another reason I couldn't work in customer service. Like, the amount I just stumble on sentences is insane. One. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I'm honoured to be working with you all. 2. Everything Calestri stands for is in danger. I'll do whatever I can to help you protect this city. 3. I'm going to make the harnessers pay for endangering the people of Calestri. 4. Lovely to meet you all. Lovely to meet all of you. I'm so excited to be here. 5. Hi. Morgan. If I was customer service, I would always be in number 5. Hi. How can I help you? No, I can't do that. The thing with the stuff, have you tried the button? Milo. Hi, Milo. Milo always likes to join. Milo needs his own, Milo wants to stream, I think. I think he wants to be involved. He's trying to tell you. Sorry, I was pouring the rest of my drink and it was really loud there. I was gonna say, oh gosh. It's a carbonated drink, so it's kind of popping out at me. I was gonna ask, what does Milo think we should do? That's the important thing. Prometheus isn't here, we need the input of the cat. Thank you, Car. But one does seem to be winning. Does Milo give 1 meow, 2 meows, 3 meows? I kind of want him to give 5 meows. 6 meows. Wow. I think that loops us back to 1 because there's only 5 options, so I think we're gonna go with 1. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I'm honored to be working with you all. Of course, Morrigan, Will says, his voice quieter. Sorry. Of course, Morrigan. Will says, his voice quieter than you'd expect from one of Renard's colleagues. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Just then, a door swings open. Turning toward the sound, you see Nobu Morden, emerge from another room. A small orange cat in his arms. Can I see some cats in chat? A small orange cat in his arms. He flicks his eyes briefly toward the crowd, then strides over to his husband. She's trying to get at the ink again, and I'm not cleaning it up at this time. Isn't it rare for, like, orange cats to be female? Or is that, like, calico cats? Anyway, he murmurs as he deposits the cat against Renard's shoulder. Literally how we handle the cat. I love that. Renard laughs briefly, settling the cat. I also feel like I'm being manipulated with a cat. Just a little bit. Renard laughs briefly, settling... Yay, cats! Renard laughs briefly, settling the cat onto her perch. Tessa, darling, haven't we told you the carpet's fine the way it is? He glances back at Nobu. We're preparing for Foundation Day, he says, if you'd like to join us. After a moment, Nobu smiles. Not at all. With that, he heads back the way he came. On the sofa, Kieran shoots sharp-eyed glances between Nobu and Renard, who shrugs Pardon me very much. Who shrugs carefully against the cat. Who shrugs against a cat? Wait, is it kind of like you know how when they do the headbutt thing and you headbutt back at them? Is that what he's doing? Because that's really cute. And if it's manipulation, it's working. I instantly like him. He looks unbothered, and you can't quite tell if Nobu's departure from the assembly is a sticking point between them or not. Yeah, I knew it was calicos, but I don't know if it was also orange/ginger cats. 4 options, woohoo. Give me a sec. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Then, without further ado, the candidates dive into discussion of their plans for Foundation Day. Foundation Day, you learn, is the anniversary of the day the Astral Assembly went into session. This actually happened over 2 years after the Sorceress's fall, with the Saran ruled by a piecemeal council of elders, war heroes, and other notables in the intervening time until the form of the new government was officially determined. Now, 20 years later, Foundation Day is marked in election years by a celebration in, oh my goodness, Danube? I'm going to say Danube, in Danube Park, featuring speeches by all of the declared candidates for the Assembly. The best speeches are printed in the Comet, and in pamphlets sent out all over Arisen. It's considered one of the deciding factors in the election, especially when it comes to voters who live outside Calestri and rarely see the candidates in person. The people around you are debating not just Renard's Foundation Day speech, but the general tenor that all of the naturalist speeches will aim to strike. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Remnant Stars turn out to be a sticking point. To be the sticking point. The There's no reason to draw more attention to the stars now, Renard is saying, just as you finally feel you can follow the conversation. The people know what's to be done with them. The majority of them support it. Going on and on about the reasoning just gives Rao and the reminders a bigger monster to fight. Pardon me. Let them shout themselves hoarse over it, while we move forward. That's wishful thinking, Ray, Kieran Anand says, with a smile that's sharp but not angry. It's all very well to say most of the people support us, but I'm not so sure that's true. Are you? If we refuse to debate Rao and her ilk, we don't look confident. We look scared to lose. Not if Rao's trying to debate whether or not the sky is green. The stars will be buried at the end of the year. We've voted. It's settled. Acting like the matter's even in question gives Rao more ground than she deserves. Renard scratches Tessa under the chin. Damn it. Renard looks way better with a cat. Somehow managing to look languidly at ease while very carefully balancing a cat on his shoulder. Kieran and several of the others all start to reply at once, but Renard turns to you instead. Morrigan, you've been quiet. I know you've rather a lot to catch up on, but I've been looking forward to your viewpoint. We've all been entrenched in these questions for years, you know. We could do with a pair of fresh eyes. With varying degrees of interest and annoyance on their faces, the others of the room all turn toward you. I eagerly lead the conversation astray. I argue skillfully against every suggestion, preventing them from making any real progress. 2. I just want to offend Renard. No matter how he prompts me, I insist on flattering him, rather than contributing anything of substance. Oh wait, I don't want to offend Renard, right? I say something non-committal, so I can focus on observing my surroundings for clues about Renard instead. 4. I say something non-committal, then slip quietly away when they get distracted so I can talk to Nobu. I want to know why he's quitting. Daniel? Don't see, I already do. I don't want to start going Daniel every time I have to say that, the name of that place. I can't do it. Daniel. Oh, don't let me. I will. Oh no, 50-50. Oh, goodness. Okay, a freebie tie. The dice comes into play. Okay. So, we're gonna do the... Yep, that's dice. Dice? Excellent. That's the word in it. We're gonna ignore the 1. Here we go. Number 4. Okay. Number 4 is... I say something non-committal, then slip quietly away when they get distracted so I can talk to Nobu. I want to know why he's quitting. Is there an option? There's 4 options, yay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Is that demure or it's not demure, that's an E at the end. Demur? You demur. I'm gonna seem so, like, unable to speak and use language with how many words I don't actually recognise in this. You demur that you're still accustoming yourself to all the facets of this debate. Renard just twitches his unburdened shoulder in a shrug, apparently unoffended. Don't think we'll let you get away like that forever, mind, he says, shooting you a quick wink before turning back to Kieran. The other naturalists are more than happy to continue the debate without you. Kieran in particular seems delighted to challenge every other word Renard says, wearing a constant grin that Renard often mirrors. At one point the conversation grows heated enough that Renard bends forward, prompting Tessa the cat to leap from his shoulder in annoyance. She strides forward to the edge of the room. Can we follow the cat? Can we pet the cat? I want to pet the cat. She strides forward to the edge of the room and you see your moment. You'll need some excuse to see Nobu, after all. With all the naturalists focused on each other, you tread carefully toward Tessa and stretch your arms out for her. Just as she's approaching the door, Nobu disappeared behind. We steal their cat. We have a cat now. Go back home to Vivian and say, we have a cat now. She's called Tessa. Tessa allows herself to be scooped up, staring at you with docile, wide-eyed curiosity. You reach for the door, careful to use a light touch, and are relieved to find it opens silently. The room you emerge into is some sort of study or library, the walls lined with bookshelves. Nobu is seated in a large plush chair in the corner, with a thick tome in his lap and his head resting on one hand. As the door shuts behind you, he jerks upright with an affronted expression, and you hold up the cat as a sort of peace offering. Meow! She was batting at some of the ornaments and things, so Renard asked me to see if you'd be willing to look after her, you say, thinking of the miniature statues and sculptures you remember seeing in the sitting room. I just asked him to take her. Nobu, are we gonna break up a marriage? Please. I want to ruin this person's life. If I can't become a dictator, I want to ruin a marriage. That is the consolation prize. Nobu mutters, but he looks more annoyed than skeptical. You set Tessa down and she immediately sprints across the room, and leaps into Nobu's lap. She's his cat. Oh, she's his cat, you know, he adds, though he's already begun stroking the back of stroking her back with the ease of familiarity. With that, he lowers his gaze to his book again, apparently not even seeing the need to dismiss you verbally. Any further conversation is going to rest squarely on your shoulders. 1. I'm curious, why are you leaving the assembly? 2. There's so much assembly business I have to catch up on now that I work for Renard. Do you have any advice? 3. Tell me, is everything alright between you and your husband? 4. We're gonna pick 4. Can we keep the cat? If we murder them, can we keep the cat? I like your cat. She's very orange. Please a pet. Yes. I like your cat. I hope that's an option. Do we all agree that we're gonna say that his cat's orange? I think we are. I feel like, 2 out of 3 probable votes. I'm gonna, number 1, I said divorce, not murder. That's your word. But murder's fun. If they get divorced, one of them might take the cat. If they're both murdered, someone has to take the cat. Okay, number 1. I like your cat. She's very orange. Ray's... Oh. Ouch. Ray's cat, Nobu says immediately, scratching behind Tessa's ears all the while. He offers nothing else at first, and you cast around for further conversation for a few moments until he heaves a sigh. So are you going to stand there stalling in the doorway until I volunteer the reason for my retirement on my own? I like Nobu more than I like Ghislaine. You say, no? Nobu rolls his eyes. I know that's what you want to know. I know that because it's what everyone wants to know. The news only officially came out today, and I've already had people at the door all morning. He trails off, shaking his head. Have you considered that perhaps that's why I'm leaving? The fact that the whole city feels so entitled to my private business as to hound me with questions in my own home from the first moment I do something they didn't expect? Tessa mews in Nova's lap, and he casts a pensive frown down at her. I don't know if you've picked this up in your time in Calestri, but my mother was quite well known in her day. One of the most famous writers Calestri's ever seen. I'd had enough of public scrutiny by the time I could speak. When I fought the Empress, when I fought the Sorceress, that wasn't for fame or attention, that was because the city needed her gone. When I joined the Assembly, frankly, I don't know what I ever wanted to join the Assembly in the first... I don't know that I ever wanted to join the Assembly in the first place. But the city needed reliable leaders, and for whatever reason, they decided I was one of them. Now it's been 20 years. It seems to me that the city's had time enough to learn to stand on its own. Okay, we murder Ghislaine. I like Nobu. We negotiate for the cat with a Nobu. Can we settle for that? It's a plausible enough explanation, and he seems sincere. You can believe that's most of the reason behind his decision, if not all of it, but something still sticks in your mind. If you don't mind me saying, it's something of a turbulent year in Calestri, you say carefully. Are you sure now is the moment for the city to stand on its own? Nobu is still frowning, though the expression doesn't seem to be directed at you. If Ray had told me he still needed my help, he says very slowly, perhaps that would have changed things. If Ray would tell me that what he's... Pardon me? Nobu starts suddenly, and as though he said something he didn't intend, and shakes his head. Never mind, it's in the comment now. And who am I to gainsay the comment? You should get back out there. I'm sure Ray didn't intend you to be gone this long. Nodding obediently, you slip back out into the sitting room. The door opening and shutting as silently as it did the first time. The conversation is much the same as when you left. Renard and Kieran still countering each other's points. When he next catches your eye, Renard's smile makes it clear he didn't even notice your absence. Nice. As the political debate goes on around you, you contemplate your detour, thinking back on what you heard. You're more and more certain Nobu believes there's something Renard isn't telling him. It's well into the afternoon by the time the meeting winds to a close. As the others file out of the apartment, Renard pulls you to one side, discussing your schedule and duties in more detail than you've received so far. Lovely to have you with us, Morrigan, he says when he's finished, holding the door for you on the way out. The sun is still high in the sky as you make your way back to Baz's house, back to Vivian, but you can feel autumn coming on in the air, and you know it won't be long until evening arrives faster and faster. Though it's not late, you find yourself exhausted almost the moment you cross the threshold, the excitement of the day catching up with you all at once. You throw together a dinner of whatever you can find in Baz's cupboards. Then retreat upstairs for an early night. Damn it! Where's Vivian? Where's my boy? You awaken the next morning to thunder crashing outside and rain pounding against your window. The storm continues on and off for the next 3 days, so long that you begin to wonder about supernatural causes. But you certainly aren't responsible, and though you overhear fretful murmurs about the grim reminders, there are no assaults in the tower and no obvious advantages for them in simple bad weather. The missing remnant stars cross your mind, and there's no clear pattern in the storm. No targets like Renard's statue in the plaza, no signs of vengeance enacted. Only the length of the storm is unusual. I mean, if you live in Scotland, that's very, very normal. storm, I literally, a few weeks back, storm lasted about 2 weeks. Non-stop rain. Very normal. Especially if it's autumn. Like, what? Only the length of even that is hardly outside the realm of natural possibility. However unlikely a sorcerous cause appears... Oh my goodness. However unlikely a sorcerous cause appears, though, the storm clearly has all of Calistria on edge, another relic of the final days of your mother's reign. Your meetings with Bernard continue, though. Though his unease is obvious, he flinches at every boom of thunder and, by the third morning, has begun to look somewhat ill, but he deflects any questions or concerns with a very tight-lipped smile. Okay. I'm really sad that we didn't get to go home and talk to Vivian. Vivian's just doing his own thing. Damn it. It's the best part about the story. Even after the storm... Yeah, there's 5 options. Even after the storm, heavy clouds linger a few days. But the morning of Foundation... Okay. But the morning of Foundation Day at last dawns clear and bright. You're due to meet Renard at the tower early in the morning for a briefing about security during the festival. The plaza remains quiet despite the improved weather. On further reflection, though, you think that's less to do with the clearing skies and more to do with the fact that the Sublime Guard is out in full force, patrolling the streets that border the plaza more thoroughly than since the conference all those weeks ago. It strikes you as a little odd. While it's surely an important day, you'd expect their focus to be on the... Oh gosh. Danielle. I hate this word. Okay, now, Ghislaine is upset because the last time there was any hint of a storm, like, his statue got obliterated and he's scared that the next one's gonna be him. I think that's fair. Wait, do I need to read ahead to work out? Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna just call it the Danu. The Danu Park, where all of the action is to be. Recognizing you, the guards admit you to the tower without hesitation. So briskly, in fact, that you couldn't ask about their extra precautions even if you wanted to. The briefing is to be held in the Assembly's open chamber, straight down the hall from the tower entrance. You join a sizable crowd of candidates and delegates, already milling around the benches. Though you scan the throng for Renard at once, it's Kieran and Anne who catches your eye first. You haven't seen Ray, have you? They ask without preamble, striding up to you. It's the oddest thing. He's not truly needed until the festival starts, and of course he knows the security procedures, but he doesn't normally skip assembly events, and he never skips one of M's presentations. Uh-oh. Vivian turns up. Yeah, we kidnapped him. You continue searching the room, but it seems to be, as Kieran says, Renard is nowhere to be seen. 1. Up to something nefarious, probably. 2. Do you think something's wrong? 3. I'm sure he's fine. We just saw him yesterday. What could have happened to him since then? 4. I certainly wouldn't be here if I could get away with it. 5. Would you like me to go looking for him? Danielle. Oh wait, do you want me to say it like I'm howling? Like, Danielle? I don't want to do that. I think that'd be rather annoying after a while. 5, okay. I mean, I feel like we're going to be looking for him no matter what we say. So I don't know. Can you imagine if he turns up dead? Damn it, someone beat me to it. The cat did it. How dare you call me Tessa? My real name is Petrie. I don't know. 5, okay. 5, okay. Oh, 4, nice. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Kieran waves a hand. No, I'm sure M's itching to get started. I don't think he's in danger or anything of that kind. It's just odd, that's all. There's a commotion behind you, and you turn to see M entering, flanked by Lieutenant Tesaro and several other members of the Sublime Guard. M's lips are pressed tightly together. Change of plans, they announce. We're going to Dow Park now and holding the briefing there. File out and keep orderly, please. Lieutenant Tesaro will take it from here. With that, M disappears down a hallway, and Tesaro starts gesturing the crowd forward, her expression impenetrable. Well, that can't be good, Kieran says at your side, looking nonplussed. You follow the unsettled procession out of the assembly chamber. Are we being herded somewhere to die? I don't like the sudden change of plans. I'm suspicious. Just as you're crossing into the hallway, you hear someone clear their throat. Miss Celeste, could you come with me, please? M's expression is serious and intent, though you catch an occasional wary glance to see if any of the others are observing you. They guide you down the tower halls back to their office, closing the door behind them. They release a short breath. Miss Celeste, I need you to assist me with something. 1. Are we in danger? Is that what you wanted to clear everyone out? 2. Sounds exciting. Count me in. 3. I'm happy to help if that's what you need. 4. Wouldn't that be the guard's job? Why me? Imagine we get... No, I feel like M would be... I don't... Again, I know I've said I played this before. I do not remember any of this. I remember romancing Vivian and liking it. And I remember one of the endings, the absolute endings. I went for tyranny, by the way. As I always do. That's all I remember. So I don't know. But I don't think he's dead. I think he might be in danger, but not dead. Oh, I see. Right. Number 1 has won. Are we in danger? Is that why you wanted to clear everyone out? Remains to be seen, M says tersely. So, I know you've been the damage... I know you've seen the damage outside in the plaza, where the earth's fallen in. M paces a few steps. It turns out there's even more to it than we believed. There's something down there. Tunnels, it looks like. Probably built by the sorceress's magic. We don't know where... We don't know where they go, or how far. We haven't been able to explore them yet. They're clearly unstable, and the rain we've been having only makes that worse. Oh. And there might be sorcery left in them. Besides, because of the instability in the ground, we'd likely have to clear the plaza to examine them properly. And after the uproar after closing the tower, it hasn't seemed like a good time for that kind of announcement. So for the moment, we've just been keeping them blocked off. But this morning, one of the guards on duty believes she saw someone slip past her barricade and get inside. So Vivian, I'm expecting it to be Vivian and get inside. So that changes things. It's either Vivian or it's one of his family members. Let me make another poll. There we go. M continues crossing back and forth in front of the door, almost as though they're guarding it. Since the tunnels are likely unsafe, we can't send a large part. Are we going to be sent down there? And it's going to be like, have you ever seen the miniseries Chernobyl, where they're like, we need to send 3 of you brave men down there under the reactor where it's flooded with water? I mean, is that the situation we're in? We can't send a large party to see if there really is someone in there. M continues, right now we're mostly patrolling to look for other exits where someone could come up, and clearing the tower in case of the candidates are in danger. But I'll still be going down there to find out what I can, and you'll be coming with me. M's expression is unchangeable, their voice so matter-of-fact that it takes you a moment to realise what they said. I will? You ask? Mysterious tunnels creeping around under the city. That sounds like precisely Baz's area. I trust you'd have told us before now if he'd ever mentioned anything of that kind to you. But if there's anything of his left down there, anything you might recognise, that would be very valuable for our investigation. M looks earnest, more intent than suspicious. Why do you not like where this is going? What are you thinking? Because I'm clueless. I just think maybe they saw Vivian and Vivian wasn't being careful. M reaches into a chest. Wait, is that where I was at? Yeah. Into a chest beyond their desk and pulls out a spare grey cloak, tossing it your way. Here, the guard knows I'm bringing someone along to consult. But this makes it easier if anyone else happens to see you. Oh god, is Vivian gonna try and kill us? Because he doesn't No, he would. He wouldn't. No. While you do have some knowledge of the tunnels beneath the city, it comes from a much more unusual source than Baz. You can't imagine explaining Vivian's existence to M right now, any more than you can imagine they'd let it go if you tried to obfuscate the issue. 1. Will we be back in time for the Foundation Day festival? 2. Do you know where Renard is? 3. Are things really so bad with the rest of the guard that you can't ask one of them to come along? 4. I take it I don't have a choice about this. Wait. If it's one of his family members, they might get into trouble or get hurt if they're caught, and we're the ones that encourage it. Oh, and the tunnels are half flooded. Oh no. Okay, which one of the family do we not like? Was it Natalia? If she turns up dead, big hearty thumb up. Wait, no. Will Vivian's approval go to... We haven't talked to Vivian at all. I'm gonna look at the stats. Okay, he likes us about the same amount as before. I was gonna say. I want to look at it at the end. Because now I'm worried. My goodness. Well, it's either Vivian or it's one of his family members. I don't know. What if it's actually Renard and he's actually a lot sneakier than he's been letting on? Oh, a freeway tie, I see. Heart options. Hydrate. I literally just took a sip of my drink, thank you. Oh, just back from work. Do you want to pick a random number? Wait, no, you did. Well, maybe not random, but number 2. Yeah, where is Renard? Why is this not a bigger issue? Are you hoping to find him down there? We can blame... Yes! So we can kill him down there when no one's looking. Oh no, he drowned. Oh, he met a terrible accident. Uh-oh. Do you know where Renard is? I assume he's with the rest of the delegates, M says. You shake your head and they frown. Well, I haven't seen him today. I've been occupied. M leads you outside, pausing to exchange a few brief words with another member of the guard along the way. In the plaza, cloth has been draped over the fencing that surrounds the pit, forming a sort of tent. With another nod to the nearest guard, M bends to retrieve a lantern, pushes the cloth aside and leads you down. Careful, we've set up a ladder, but be sure to watch your step. Down below, you stare out into the hidden cavern, lit only by M's lantern. The tunnel looks much as you remember them. Yeah, the tunnels look much as you remember them, the black glass from the lightning strike flowing into the damp earth. The tunnel you're standing in stretches forward and backward, Inky. Sorry, I hear inky and I hear inquisitor. Inky blackness spreading in both directions. It's so dark down here that it's hard to tell at first which way you came in from before and which is yet to be explored. Stern-faced, M bends to bring their lantern closer to the floor. Those are footprints, fresh. They shouldn't be from any of the guards. So maybe it wasn't Vivian. Maybe it is one of the family members. You can just discern the indentations they're pointing out in the lantern light. The footprints head directly forward from where you're standing, their path clear and straight. You're more and more certain as you accustom yourself against the darkness that it's the opposite way from the tunnel you travelled before. Quickly, you set off after them. Oops. You haven't... Oh, there's 4 options. Whoa. There we go. You haven't been walking long before the footprints start to fade, getting harder and harder to trace. You're not certain if the person who left them grew more cautious about the trail or if the ground down here is just becoming wilder. Any pattern difficult to discern. The black glass didn't stretch far past the entrance, and in its place the smooth packed earth has shifted to rubble, the ground itself tangling beneath your feet. The air down here suddenly feels... The air down here feels suddenly familiar in a way that's difficult to trace. M holds the lantern high, their brows set. Eventually you come to a fork in the road, the tunnel splitting into 2 branches. This far from the entrance, it's gotten dark enough that even with your meagre light, you can't see more than an arm's length down the either passage. The footprints are well and truly gone by now. M gives a frustrated huff. This is much farther than I've been before. How are we supposed to know where to go? How did they know, whoever came here first? There's no telling yet where... I think it's Vivian. I'm starting to really think it was Vivian. There's no telling yet where these tunnels lead or how far they go. You'll need some sort of strategy to navigate them, not just this fork, but whatever comes afterward too. 1. There's no time to dither. I rush down a path as fast as I can, heedless of what I might find. 2. This is a puzzle, and I can solve it if... A puzzle is... and I can solve it if I take the time to think carefully. 3. I'll stay calm, avoid distractions, and tear through any obstacles we come across. 4. I'll ask M for help. I'm sure they won't give up, no matter what we face down here. Oh... we went to the elections. We're now Ghislaine's secretary, and we're helping M investigate the tunnels now. Because someone went down there and we need to find out who it was, and I suspect it's Vivian. My money's on Vivian. I think that's literally all that happened. Also, our approval with Vivian went down since last chapter. I don't know how. Slowly he's starting to hate us. Even though we're technically romancing him. Don't know how. We do not trust Ghislaine. No. He keeps doing the thing that he keeps using our first name over and over instead of saying being polite and being professional and calling us Miss Celeste. He's saying Morrigan, and going, right, like Baz did, so I'm so suspicious of him that he's up to some... Yeah, he's too nice. No one is that nice. No one. Distrust everyone in your life. Your cat is not that nice to you, even when it wants food. Something's up with them. Takes a firm drink. Sorry if you heard a screechy noise there. I heard it and it made me, set me off balance a wee minute. I see. Any more votes? I think that's the last bit of my rice, sadly. It was so yummy. It had pesto in there, I think, so it was super nice. Like truffle pesto, I think it was. Okay, I think number 2 has won. This is a puzzle, somehow. And I can solve it if I take the time to think carefully. How smart are we? Let's bet on that. M, looking politely baffled, watches you stare at the walls. It's a wall. The answer lies in the end, not just in the walls, but in the heartbeat you can feel thrumming all around you. You didn't quite notice at first, but the city's rhythm is stronger than ever down here. At first it nearly overpowers you, but you synchronize your breaths with that heartbeat and wait. In time, you're accustomed enough to the sensation that you can tell the call is much stronger down one path than the other. And you take that tunnel without hesitation. When you come to the next fork in the road and the next, you follow the same call. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Oh, wait, I didn't even read the rest of it, but if that's one of the options, I think I know where this is going. Wait, no, whatever. I don't know. In the dim light, it takes you some time to notice when you finally come to something new. Along one of the walls, a barely visible groove stretches from floor to ceiling. Investigating further, you realise you've found a door, thickly carved from stone, buried in the dirt. Not completely buried, though. Around the edges are stretches of bare rock, as though the earth that coated them has recently been disturbed. Stepping up to join you, M studies the door after a moment's contemplation. They throw their armoured shoulder against it. But it doesn't. You never throw your shoulder against a door. Quick tip, because it does bother me. If you're ever trying to break down a door or something, never use your shoulder. You're just going to dislocate it or really bruise yourself. You lift your foot with the ball of like your heel, and you put your full weight into it. You're going to do a lot more to knock that wall or door down. That's how you do it. You never use your shoulder, sir. Even if it's armoured. Even if you're wearing like a full plate armour. No. That bothers me so much. But it doesn't budge, because I'm right. You run your hands over it to try pulling, but there's... Yeah, if you try to the door opens inward, sir. To try pulling, but there's nowhere to grip. M takes a sudden step back. You can see their already fair complexion paling further in the lantern light. Stars, I hope she's not in there. You've been in Calestria long enough to know there's only one person only one person they can mean. The sorceress is dead. 2. No, I can promise you that I absolutely and categorically do not think the sorceress is in there. 3. It would be so funny if she was, though. 3. Oh, I'd love to see her. Let's get it open and find out. 4. What? Me too. She can't be, can she? Yeah, I like number 2. I wonder what the cat's cheese treats taste like. I wonder if they actually taste like cheese. It says with cheese. Sorry, the intrusive thoughts are winning. Let's not. Okay, number 1. Aww. Aww. Oh, I was really hoping for number 2. Oh well, number 2 it is. Sorry, number 1 it is. I mean, it's not eating the cat's cheesy treats is not the worst intrusive thought I've ever had, so I think that's okay. But maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, number 1 has won. The sorceress is dead. Swallows, well, yes, that's what I mean. You recall after a moment what they must be referencing. Your mother was buried the same night she fell from the tower, and the rebels kept the kept the location of her tomb secret. They feared loyalists might try to resurrect her if they got hold of the stars. Perhaps they even feared she'd resurrect herself, which is, of course, precisely what happened. A hidden, unmarked door in a labyrinth of tunnels beneath the Sublime Plaza. Is this where your mother would have been? Is this where your mother would have been hidden away? You know definitively that your mother is not behind that door right now. Whether she ever was is more of an open question. You suspect it won't be one you answer today, though, because no matter how the two of you pull and prod, the door won't move. Since their mention of the sorceress, M's explorations of the door are more hesitant, barely touching it with gloved hands. But they don't stop trying to get it open. Oh, free options. Woo! Oh, nearly dropped my glass. Oh no. I need to be getting back up top, Em says at last, leaning against the wall with sweat with sweat beading on their brow. But the guard and I will definitely be back to investigate this place. You have my thanks for your assistance. I guess we need to warn Vivian. They're clearly set on departing, and undoubtedly you're expected to accompany them. You do have one idea left, though. More and more these tunnels have started to feel like the tower to you. A familiar magic thrumming through them, and that call is all the stronger from behind this door. If you were to examine it with the stars in hand, call out to your magic in a way very like you did when you resurrected Vivian. You think you could learn a great deal. Learn what's keeping the door closed. If not open it directly. You can't do that until M leaves, of course. They still don't know what you have. Wait. They still don't know that you have the stars. It's hard to say how long it would take. You might miss Foundation Day, and Renard wouldn't be pleased. You'd have to burn a star slither too. But you might be able to answer quite a few questions. I mean, we could just ask Vivian later. Some you've only just discovered, and some that have been plaguing you for a long time. 1. Yes, I want to spend a star slither to investigate this door. It's worth missing the festival. 2. No, I need to attend Renard's speech at the festival. I have responsibilities to maintain. 3. No, I need to attend Renard's speech at the festival. I've been looking forward to it. Number 1. Okay. I mean, how many star slithers do we actually have? We have 5, so we'll have 4 after this if we pick one. I mean, that's still quite a lot, especially if we steal another one. Yeah. Technically, we're just using the one we stole, so we're not actually losing anything. Okay, it'll... Yeah, it's gonna be 2 out of 3 anyway, so we'll go with 1. Yes, I want to spend a star slither to investigate this door. Yeah, I don't think we've used any. I think that's really impressive considering we're on chapter 6. And I know for a fact there's like 11 or 12 chapters, so yeah, we're doing okay. Yes, I want to spend a star slither to investigate the store. It's worth missing the festival. You explain that you'd like to spend a little while longer working on the door to see if there's anything more you can find. You're sure? Em asks, frowning. Honestly, I don't think we'll make any more progress without at least half the guard down here. But if you like, as long as you report anything you find directly to the guard, of course. And as long as you're sure you know the way out. Idly, we might even see Vivian or something, and that's how we get out. Who knows? Idly stretching their arms, they depart, footsteps thudding against the packed earth. Oh, I just got an achievement. Achievement unlocked. The locked tomb. Find you. Oh. Well, the achievement just spoiled the page for me. Cool. Once the footsteps behind you have faded away, you reach for your necklace and hold it tightly. Then you bend forward, pressing your forehead and hands on to the earth and stone of the hidden door. Star slither resting on one palm. It's not a type of spell you've done before. You're certain there's magic keeping this door shut. Perhaps more magic behind it. And you want to know exactly what type of magic that is. Your mother spoke of the craft in detail, of the more complex applications of her sorcery, of the patterns of spellwork required to raise a tower from the earth and ward it from harm. You're looking for those patterns now, trying to wrap your mind around that magical web. A new type of magic, but you're more familiar with the old steps. Almost without thinking, you find yourself tracing sigils against the door, familiar constellations, taking cosmic power and turning it into something your hands can trace, one of your earliest exercises. It's what you find when it's what you did when you raised Vivian, the sort of technique only required for magic beyond your usual scope. The slither beneath your hand is burning, but at the same time the door itself grows colder. The sensations war against your skin, but you can't back away. You're almost there, almost at the centre of this puzzle. And then, all at once, something slides into place in your mind. You remember when your mother taught you how to view the constellations. How you could suddenly trace the invisible lines of the Watcher's hood, the Sovereign's crown, the Torchbringer's flame. The star slither vanishes from your hand, and you fall back against the earth, panting for air, seeing only light. Oh, there's 4 options. There we go. You've found the pattern in your mind, and you're unerringly certain of 2 things. The first is that no matter what you do, you will not be able to fuck off. You will not be able to open this door. Then how do I know it's my mother's tomb? Other than being spoiled by the achievement. I hate this game. This game sucks. It's like the lift in the tower, keyed to a bloodline. Someone has set this door so that only those who bear their blood can open it. So it's not my mother's tomb. And because your touch hasn't budged it, that person must not be your mother. Then why did the achievement tell me it was? What does it mean? Oh, I'm gonna lose it. The second thing you know about this door is that the remnant stars are behind it. Behind it. They exist as... Whooshed. They exist as outlines in your mind, glowing monuments that you can almost see if you close your eyes. You're not certain of the shape of the room or what else is inside, but you know the stars are there. Your slither is crying out for them near the end. Was crying out for them near the end, and the ones that remain still have that yearning warmth. They're there, perhaps only a few feet from you, but you can't retrieve them until you know whose bloodline will open this door. Vivian! Kinda need you. I bet it's Vivian. I bet it is. It almost has to be the person who took the stars in the first place, and if Baz is right, that's Renard. M was here but gloved and armoured. For all their investigations, you wouldn't you wouldn't swear they touched with bare skin. Besides, you don't know for certain if Emma's related to Renard by blood, though the resemblance is strong enough that you guess they are. 1. I'm furious. My birthright shouldn't be kept from me a moment longer. Someone will pay for this. 2. I'm relieved. I know where they are now, and I might know how to retrieve them. I feared I'd never get this far. 3. I'm confident I'll find a way for the door, even if I have to drag Renard down here myself. It's only a matter of time. 4. Ow. My... 4. I'm curious. How did the stars get down here, and why? Perhaps there's a good reason for it. Hear me out. What if it's not Renard's bloodline? What if he has absolutely nothing to do with this and he's off scheming doing something else? What if it's... And hear me out. What if Vivian interacts with that door and it reacts but it doesn't open because he's not alive? You didn't see that, but I just waved my hands in the air as if I made some revelation. Number 4, okay. Number 4 has 1. Okay. I'm curious, how did the stars get down here and why? Perhaps there's a good reason for it. It feels odd walking away from the door after that discovery, but you don't know anything else to do. You can find your way back, you're confident of that much. Weary from the magical exertion, you make your way out the tunnel with heavy steps. Just as you expected, you had no sense of time while you were working the spell. It's not until you emerge into the plaza that you know how long it took. As far as you can tell from the sky, it's late afternoon, not long before sunset. You entered the tunnel fairly early in the morning. You must have been spellcasting for hours. Renard's speech would have been hours ago, so you've definitely missed that, as you knew you might. Well, you weren't vital to his plans. You're sure he won't be pleased. Still, you have the answer to the question that's been plaguing you for weeks. It also occurs to you that, as you stumble out of the plaza, that you haven't eaten since breakfast, which likely accounts for your exhaustion as much as the sorcery does. Making your apologies will have to wait, if you even intend to bother with that. For the moment, it's time you went home for dinner and spend time with Vivian. Of course. Spam. You know what, guys? I'm not even gonna put a poll out for that or anything. I know what we're gonna do. The next time you're at the tower, you make your excuses to Renard for your absence from the festival, pleading sudden illness. He stares at you as you speak, though he doesn't quite look angry. He does tell you rather pointedly to try to give more notice next time. See, now he's not being nice to us. He's up to something, because we're not going along with his plans. He makes no reference to his own absence earlier in the day. Okay, so wait, no. So he is okay. Okay. And you don't feel you're quite in a position to ask, but you gather he did appear at the festival itself. You also learn there was some magical disturbance at the festival. Perhaps caused by one of the remainders, but it seems to have been dealt with easily enough. The edition of the comic covering Foundation Day comes out not long afterward. Renard's speech is given a place of prominence on the front page, unsurprisingly, though he never gave any indication of being worried. You catch him beaming at a copy of the newspaper more than once in the next few days. Given Renard's place in the public consciousness, displacing him from that front page would have been quite a feat. Still, you may need to work a bit harder if you really mean to doom his chances. After Foundation Day, it's remarkable how quickly you fall into a campaign routine. There's always something more to do, assisting Renard with his plans or speeches, or even on the assembly floor. And promoting his name in town. And all the while, you're keeping Renard from realising your true intentions as well. Days become weeks. A lot of time passes in this. Wow. Days become weeks and the weather turns bad again. It's the rainiest autumn you can remember. And the sun hardly even emerges between storms to dry the city off. Calestri feels anxious and dreary. But you barely have time to notice the weight in the air. What little leisure time you have is precious to you. And so is Vivian. Vivian is very precious to me. Spend time with Vivian. Right. Let's go. You've just returned home from one particularly taxing day at the tower, when Vivian materialises in the entryway directly in front of you. Somehow you still haven't learned not to jump when he does that. His posture is familiar, hunching slightly in mid-air with his arms folded against his chest, but there's a strange uncertainty in his expression. You can read, he announces. You wait. He does not elaborate. Yes, you offer eventually. I can't. You remember this. He snaps accusingly, as though you'd in any way denied remembering it. Yes? You again agree in the ensuing silence. Vivian heaves an exasperated sigh. If I wanted to know how to read, would you show me? Yes! Fenris moment. I will teach you to read, my child. Kind of boyfriend. You will learn. Hovering somehow stiffly, he approaches the table in the sitting room and gestures at the paper and pen. Aww. Laid out there. I found those, if it helps. Obviously, there are books here too, but I don't know which ones are easiest. They all look the same. Baby boy. Okay. Just double checking a thing. With that, he turns and gazes determinedly away from you, arms still pressed against his chest, floating a couple of feet higher in the air. If you're going to be spending time with Vivian today, it seems like this is the activity on offer. You take a tentative look at the writing supplies Vivian has set up. Your own reading lessons were, of course, at your mother's knee. Far too long ago for you to remember any particular teaching techniques she employed. Most children are taught to read in schools now, as you and Vivian discussed before. That was one of the Assembly's earlier mandates, that everyone should receive an education. Well after Vivian's time, your mother made no such law. Damn. The fact of the matter is that you have as little idea of how a typical school in Arisen functions as Vivian does. Still, after some contemplation, you dip the pen in the ink and start writing out the alphabet, figuring you may as well make a go at it. You take another glance at Vivian as you write, but he's still stiff and silent in the air. Now, I need to emphasise, even if the situation does not seem right for romance, I think we're going to need to spam it anyway, because we didn't do it last time, and we might be missing out. 1. So what brought this on? The last time we talked about this, you didn't seem very interested in learning. 2. I'm not a tutor, you know. You might do better learning elsewhere. 3. How have your meetings with the Reminders been going? 4. Have you had any thoughts lately about telling the Grimaldis who you are? 5. What are your thoughts on the election, by the way? We haven't had much time to talk about it. Which one? I don't know. The one that's not, you should learn elsewhere. I think number 1 would be good. Because that's about that could lead into them talking about them, because it's about the two of them. But that's the only thing I can think. Yeah. Okay. See, this is why we're actually here. The plot doesn't matter. Vivian does. Number 1. So what brought this on? The last time we talked about this, you didn't seem very interested in learning. Vivian says nothing at first, leaving you to wonder if this lesson will be conducted entirely in silence. Then, as you're returning to your work, you hear, "I'm here now. That's why." You look up. What do you mean? It didn't matter where I came from, when I came from. You'd get lessons if you had time and money for them, and you wouldn't if you didn't. It's not like that anymore. Now I walk outside and people try to sell me newspapers. Aw. Vivian shakes his head. Even if they'd had newspapers back then, no one would have tried to sell one to me. Baby! Aww. Aww. Anyway, finally, he starts drifting downward, looking your way again, if reluctantly. Don't know if I'd fought it all the way through before, but even when you fix me, I'm still going to be here now. Not there then. And here now, people know how to read, so I'd better start playing my part. I love him. Your Honour. Step aside, Alistair. Step aside, Solus. Vivian's the new romance. I know. I would quick save if I could, but it doesn't. Wait, no, it. Wait. Oh. Wait. Aww. Vivian swoops over to hover behind your shoulder, in a louder voice, sounding determined to change the subject. He points toward your alphabet and says, "Right, so is this all the letters? I thought there'd be more. Are you going to tell me what they say or not?" Well, it's hardly your area of expertise. You think you managed to put together a reasonably organised first reading lesson. You spend most of the evening going over the alphabet together when he manages to recognise, his own name, written out near the end of the night. You see his eyes widen in surprise. Once you've both grown too weary to continue the lesson, he offers a stiff but seemingly sincere thank you and disappears into the wall. I mean, it's progress. Bless him. Damn it, Harper, piss off. I'm just gonna quickly look at the stats. He likes his 69. Nice. Anyway. The days fly by, carrying you from autumn solidly into winter. Jesus. It snowed only occasionally in a row, and you've heard it hardly ever does in Calestri. This year seems to be no exception, but the rain picks up again as the temperature drops. The passing thunderstorms, too, linger long past the time of year they'd be expected, setting the city on edge again. It's been well over a month now since Bernard took you on. Less than 2 weeks remain until election day. Though Renard assures you that the voters' minds are in no way settled, by tradition the results will be announced at a gala. Is this where we get to kill him? At the Sublime Tower on the night of the election, and after that there will be only 2 more weeks before the fall of the Gravedigger's star. You're sitting by the fireplace one evening, contemplating how the time has fallen away, when a knock outside pierces through the crashing thunder. Vivian immediately flits up into the ceiling from his tentatively corporeal pose on the sofa, and you rise to answer the door, wondering who's braving the storm. It's Harper, standing on your doorstep with dripping hair plastered to his scalp and a sodden coat that must be enormously heavy. Despite how drenched he is, he offers you his usual business-like smile. "Evening, Morrigan. Mind if I come in?" Oh, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. 1. Of course not. Please do. Can't have you catching cold. Isn't it catching a cold? Oh, whatever. 2. You're welcome to, but I wish you'd let me know ahead. I wasn't expecting anyone. 3. First, but only because... First? Fine, but only... Oh! 2 sec. Well, fine, but only because I'd look like a monster if I sent you away like in this. 4. What do you want? Okay, cat time. Kitty? No, kitty. Okay, no, my reaction to Harper turning up feels like the same it would have been when, you know that scene in Veilguard where Lucanus leans in for a kiss and then he kind of pulls away just before it happens. Anyway, I think that's what that reaction would have been for a lot of people. No love? Yay, kitty! Hi, kitty! The boy has arrived. Cheesies? Yay! The boy got his cheesies. Good boy. Anyway. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. Welcome. Anyway. Number 2. You're welcome to, but you were definitely interrupting what could have been a romance scene, so... It's cheese flavored dreamies, so it's just cheese flavored snacks. I don't think he would do well with actual cheese. Oh, there's free. We'll get to it when we get to it. Apologies. I didn't do anything with the mouse there. Okay. Unexpectedly free evening. I was supposed to be attending a candidate's dinner party, but he cancelled at the last minute because of the storm, and so many other campaign events have been called off lately. For the weather. That I didn't have anything more urgent to take its place. Oh, gee, thanks, Harper. Harper says he steps inside, immediately crossing the entryway to the coat rack with a familiarity that reminds you how many times he must have been in this house before when Baz lived here. Shall we sit down? He asks once he's disposed of his coat, sounding more like a host than you do. Get out, Harper. Get out. I don't like you now. Oh, that's too familiar. What, are you gonna open before I even say make yourself comfortable? Are you gonna start opening my cupboards and eating my food? Like, eh? I want Vivian to come in after this conversation and be like, I don't like him. He just kind of made himself comfortable, and I was happy on the couch. Though he gives no obvious indication of feeling a chill, Harper does claim the chair nearest the fireplace as you settled into the sitting room. There's something I perhaps should have mentioned to you, he says, crossing one leg over the other. My family travels, you know. My mother's been to Thierry more than once, and Baz is a family friend. So he's looked in on his... So she's looked in on his brother. She's written to me about those visits, meeting Baz's brother, and his wife, and his 2 children, the elder of whom is about 14, neither of whom is named Morrigan. Vivian, attack. Attack him with the alphabet. Oh. You realise realise what Harper means a moment before he adds, I know Baz isn't your uncle. I've known since we met. Oh, I've known since we met. I don't know what he is to you, though I've noticed the resemblance, and I imagine everyone has. And I was willing to let it lie for a bit. See what the two of you might be up to, but given his recent actions and your rising position in the tower, I've started to think I may have a duty to investigate. I should mention that you're not the only source I have on hand when it comes to prying at Baz's secrets. But I do think that whatever it is you haven't been saying could make things a lot easier for the both of us. Ruh-oh, yeah. Harper might know part of your story, but certainly not the whole of it. Or this conversation would have gone rather differently. What happens now is in your hands. Will you admit the full truth to of your connection to Baz and the Sorceress, and lay your secrets bare? You could take the opportunity to elevate the Sorceress' name by joining it to your own. Try to redeem her in Calestri's eyes. Or you could distance yourself from her, let the city know she's still living, still a threat, but you don't mean to be like her. Or you could convince Harper there's nothing untoward happening and put the whole matter to rest. Harper is an influential voice in Calestri, you know that much for certain. He'll be a powerful ally if you can get him on your side now, or a powerful foe if not. You don't have to be entirely honest with him about your intentions, but you do have to be persuasive. You don't intend to let your mother near the throne again. Whether you want to make her existence known is a separate question, as is how long it will take your mother to get word of what you do now. But you don't know when you'll get an opportunity like this again. Yeah, I need to check how much Harper likes this. Harper! 59%. Honestly, it's more than a lot of people, so I think it's actually quite good. So, yeah, okay, I'll do a poll. 1, 2, yep, 3. There we go. 1. I'm not telling Harper anything, and he needs to stop prying. 2. I want to tell Harper the truth and convince him to speak well of my mother. I don't want Mother to get word of me condemning her just yet. 3. I want to tell Harper the truth, but emphasize that I'm nothing like my mother. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I'm glad I'm not the one making the choices. Harper. It's like a bird. Keep in mind, Harper, if we tell him something and it's verifiable, he will print it. Is what I think will happen. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna let it go either. I think he knows that we're not who we say we are, and I think we need to give him something. But that's just my opinion. Indeed. 2 seconds. Okay, back. Right. The blah, 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 it looks to be a tie in the poll. Do you want me to redo the poll? Ow. 2. Okay, I'm gonna redo the poll just to make it fair because I'm confused by poll and answers in chat. Alright, 1, 2, 3. A new poll. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Every time I nearly like spill my drink is why I keep it off to the side. I do the thing where I think and talk with my hands, and my glass is always right in front of me. You'd think I'd learn. You'd think I'd learn. Okay, off to the side, away you go. Okay. Okay, free. Sorry, free votes too. Okay, got it. Number 2 wins. I want to tell Harper the truth and convince him to speak well of my mother. Good luck, guys. I don't want my mother to get word of me condemning her just yet. Okay. Somehow, it's both easier and harder than you expected. Laying out the I did end the poll. Okay, laying out the facts of your life before Harper. You were born, your mother lived, your mother hopes yet to return, and, of course, Baz. Harper is very quiet as you speak. His eyebrows draw together. But aside from that, his expression is remarkably blank. There's a moment when you think his hand might be shaking against the armrest. but you're not sure if it's only a chill from the rain. I think I'd have been more shocked if you told me a month ago. I think I'd have been more shocked if you told me a month ago, he says at last. Sorry. I think if I had been more... wait. I think I'd have been more shocked if you told me a month ago, he says at last, voice quiet. Not to say I'm not shocked now, but so many things don't add up. Recently, you especially... I knew there had to be something at the bottom of it all. The question now is how you'll persuade him to praise your mother's name. It's a hard ask in this city, it's a hard ask in this city though, for some more than others. Yeah, this could use with a better comma. After though, what will you say to him given what he knows of you? What could you say that he would believe? I'm not gonna lie, any opportunity for the ASMR is just chef kiss. Oh no. I'm reminded of some- I won't- no. I'll post it in the Discord if I remember. 1. My mother will return to the city. The wise thing to do is to get on her good side now. 2. My mother's kinder than before. I've made sure of it. We both mean to protect our people. 3. I'm here to earn forgiveness in my mother's stead, but I can only do that if Harper helps me speak. 4. Someone needs to end the city's turmoil. My mother will do that at any and all costs. I have a feeling that all of these options are quite bad. No one's gonna listen to Harper. Oops. Oh, that's a bit of metal. Why is the... Never mind. Never mind. Easily distracted. Easily confused. Story of my life. Okay. Any more votes? Any more votes? Free is when it was free. Here, I actually really like that one. I think, yeah, okay. Number 3 is... I'm here to earn forgiveness in my mother's stead, but I can only do that if Harper helps me speak. My mother's done wrong. I'm gonna just put the poll in now. It's easier than waiting to the end. Whoop, not 34. Ha ha ha. Can you imagine? It's like a quiz. There we go. My mother's done wrong. Terrible wrong. I've no intention of denying that. Oh, Vivian's going to be listening in on this too, isn't he? I have no intention of denying that, you say, leaning forward in your seat. She knows she has no right to return here, and yet... Not yet, so that's why she sent me instead. To rebuild the trust she broke, to explain how she's changed. If you want to tell the city my story, I'd appreciate that, really. It's an opportunity to do exactly what I came here to do. Telling a story is something Telling a story is something I'm happy to do, Harper says slowly. This will take some thinking over, Morrigan, which I expect I'll have to do quickly. But if this is what you think is best, I suppose I'll take your word for it and do my part. He sighs, but offers you a tentative smile. Harper combs more water from his hair, tilting his head to the side so that most of the moisture falls toward the floor rather than your furniture. Glad that's settled. I should be off then. Going to need all night to get this right, I expect. This is going to be extra awkward if you're not romancing Vivian. Like, imagine you're romancing Harper and Vivian's just always around at home. Anyway. 1. Thank you, Harper. I'm glad I can trust you. 2. You'll be careful, won't you? Make sure you tell the story right. 3. Finally, you might consider asking permission to visit next time. 4. Things are going to be different from now on, aren't they? Well, I suspect they will be. Because literally one more person knows who you are in the city. You told the press. Good God. You told essentially the leading member of the press everything. I'm curious what the cliffhanger of this chapter is going to be. Number 4. Okay. Number 4, 1. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure the redemption story will go over well. Not that everyone's terrified of her. Not that Vivian was literally murdered by her. Things are going to be different from now on, aren't they? Oh wait, for me now, aren't they? I've read that wrong. Huh. Harper pauses, giving you a long look. Very likely, yes. But I think more of that than... Oh, because everyone will know who we are. I'm dumb. But I think more of that than you believe depends on you. Wait, but I think more of that than you believe depends on you, not on other people. Best of luck, Morrigan. With a clasp of your hand in farewell, he departs. As your front door shuts behind him, you fall back against your chair, exhaling slowly. Tomorrow, for better or for worse, everyone in Calestria will know who you are. Dun da da. Are they going to try and burn our house down? Vivian! I think we know what we're going to do. In the morning, the storm hasn't quite ended, though the rain has receded to a drizzle and the lightning is rare and anemic. I've never heard lightning described as anemic before. With the darkened sky, you've nearly started breakfast before you realise you've risen earlier than usual, and that there's time to spare before you're due at the tower. The comet, however, rises well before the sun. You expect the newspaper and whatever stories of your mother it contains are already for sale around the tower at least. That's where their sellers head first. You haven't gotten into the habit of carrying a pocket watch, but you must have an hour or two to spend as you like. Is there anything worth doing to prepare for the coming announcement? Will anything make a difference once Calestria knows the sorceress yet lives? 2. Yep, of course. I want to check in with Vivian. Vivian can be difficult to track down when he doesn't seek you out himself. But you clear your dishes from the breakfast nook. You turn around to see his flickering form folded into the doorway. This business with the newspaper, he asks without preamble. They going to write about me? I don't think I mentioned you, no. They're going to be writing about me? I'm not sure. Probably they'll be focusing on Mother herself and me. There are only so many revelations the city can take at once. Harper's well aware of that, you say. Right, Vivian says. Good. Hope you're right. Despite the words, that better not just be it. Despite the words, his voice is a little uncertain, and you wonder if that's really the outcome he was hoping for. If perhaps he thinks it would be easier to deal with his family if he wasn't the one to tell them who he is. Don't do this to me. Don't leave it there. Okay, sorry. I'm mad. Sorry. You hear a familiar call from outside. The young woman who sells the Comet on your street every morning is here. Making your apologies to Vivian, you dash outside. You need to see just what the newspaper says as soon as possible. Sorry it's later than usual, the girl says as you hand over your coins. Lots of excitement at the tower over this one, delayed us making our way outward. Newspaper in hand, you scan the... Oh, did they not say? Oh. You scan the printed ink. As you expected, you've been granted the front page. You dart your gaze rapidly back and forth across the columns of text, trying to gather the thrust of the story. An urgent message for all in Calestria and beyond. Information has emerged that the Sorcerer of the Skies may yet live in hiding, and hopes to seek redemption in her eyes. Championed by Miss Morrigan Celeste, aide to Delegate Renard Ghislaine, who also claims to be a long-concealed child of Basil Daxter. Basil Daxter. Basil Dexter and the sorceress herself, perhaps her heir as well. Dun dun dun. You don't get any farther than that before it occurs to you that the paper is getting surprisingly difficult to read. Frowning, you turn your eyes upward to discover that the sky has darkened, a revival of the dissipating storm perhaps. Except this is a starker change than that, a sudden and deep darkness. More than an abrupt return to night. The rain is worsening too, fat droplets slamming against you with startling violence that soon turns your newspaper almost illegible. Around you on the street, your neighbours are starting to shout, while some merely sound surprised. There's terror there too, even stronger than you've witnessed in Calestria on stormy days before. Someone a few houses down is insisting that the sorceress must truly have returned, that this removes all doubt. Someone else is talking about the days of the revolution, when your mother turned day to night and storms to tempest. You're still sorting out if a spell of that calibre is even possible now, if anyone in the city has that power, when there's a crack of thunder louder than you can think you've ever heard. The sky above you changes again, bursting with white light in the shape of an enormous arcing lightning bolt. Quicker than you can trace it, then your mind can truly absorb what's happening. The light flares even brighter, and you shut your eyes as a burst of heat passes beneath your feet. Dazed, you only crack your eyes open when you hear the scream. Mere paces ahead of you, the girl who just sold you the newspaper is plummeting into the earth. You blink rapidly, trying to clear the after images of your eyes. From your eyes, and make sense of what you're seeing. What seconds ago was your street, before the lightning bolt struck, you distantly realise is now a gaping chasm of black glass 20 times the size of the hole. 20 times the size of the hole in the plaza. Continue to chapter 7. Basil Duxter. Okay, that was chapter 6. Yeah. Ruh-oh. I really hope we didn't mess up the romance. I'm gonna be really upset. We're doing everything in our power to hang out with them, so surely, there is one scene that is distinctly a romance scene that has yet to happen and has not turned up yet, so fingers crossed. And that was actually a pretty tidily paced chapter. Very nice. Not the 5 hour long chapter. Oh boy. What do you guys think? I mean, something was gonna happen at the end of the chapter. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's like a secret rival of the mum. Why is it saying 14 frames per second when it's just a page with writing on it? What? Look at the stats. Does Vivian hate us even more than before? Oh, we're back up. We're 72%. Hell yeah. I think he likes us. Yeah, I think he would have. I don't think he would have written about that in the paper. I think he would have chosen a because he doesn't seem like someone to just write a hunch. I think he would have said that we're probably the bastard child of Basil, but maybe not the sorceress part. But maybe we're up to something with this. I don't know. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned last time, when you see M and Italia's relationship, that means that you can romance both of them in a polygamous relationship. You can romance them separately, or you can romance both of them. Yeah, I think... yeah. Aww, Vivian likes us more than our own dad. Nice. What the bloody hell is heirs of safety and children of freedom? What does that mean? Is that a spoiler for the next chapter? Well, we haven't had opportunities to get the approval. I mean, I think that's a lie. 71% for Baz. Wait, it went up? I mean, we can check at the end, because I had this up earlier, but huh. He doesn't even know it. Don't say that! We let Vivian do his own thing because we care about romance more than our family. Accurate. Let's see what the rest... Are we still a tyrant? Or did our tyranny go up? It did, our tyranny went up. I don't know how. Oh, goodness. Okay. Right, what else? Soul of the City, family secrets. Okay. Okay, we can cast more strenuous... We can still cast strenuous spells, which is nice. We're very, very merciful. We're average, lively / stoic. Whoops. We're more cautious than reckless. We're very modern. And we're very modest. He's into tyrants. No! We taught him to read. I'm pretty sure he's happy. That was such a sweet scene. I love that. We're not strong. We're pretty graceful. Ingenuity, pretty okay. Resolve, we could be better. Rhetoric, you know, if we're good at rhetoric, I would say we're good at rhetoric, so I think her resolve is pretty good, actually. We're very artistic. Yeah, well, I guess that's the chapter. I'm a little set. I can't believe, we're gonna choose to spend time with Vivian at the end. Literally not even a full page of just, hi, okay, bye. I'm so mad about that. I was excited. You know what? And maybe it's next chapter. I mean, you know what? See if there's 11 or 12 chapters. Chapter 7 is still quite early, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I think I'll end off... Wait, no. I was going to talk about... We'll end off with this here. I'm going to quickly talk about Veilguard, because I was playing it earlier. I recruited Davrin, and I got to that choice. And I've seen what the outcome of that is, but I've never played through it myself. Maybe it's still the same morning. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I got to that choice and I experienced it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save Treviso because I want Treviso to stay pretty for once, and I want to be able to do the Lucanus quests because some of them don't open up if you choose Minrafis. So I chose Treviso, and then I went back to Minrafis, and I went through the Alluvian and I looked through and I'm like, well, what happened to the place? Dorian and everyone was here like the other day, and I just started 2 hours to spend with him before having to... I guess, yeah, something like that. Yeah, you know, Vivian's probably gonna freak out next chapter because he likes his 72%, so he's probably gonna pop in and be like, okay, they know about me a bit more. We'll figure it out next time. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I got to the... I don't know if maybe I wasn't paying attention last time, but like, I'm really, really shocked that, like, Treviso, yeah, gets devastated if you choose Minrafis, but like, the Shadow Dragons just get obliterated. Like, you go outside and they've been hung and executed and stuff. I'm like, I actually just started crying. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a monster. I chose this for aesthetics. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. But I think it's my canon choice. I kind of like it more. I feel like the choice feels heavier. Because, like, the crows just annoy the hell out of me. Like, the crows rule on Tiva and it'll be free again. But I'll see where that goes. I think the last point I was at with my new playthrough. What was I saying? My new my perfection run, that's what it's called. I've just recruited Emmerich, and it was just as delightful as it was the first time. Keiko, I really fucking hope I haven't just spoiled a part of the game for you. I pray. I won't say anything else if that's the case. I'm really sorry if I just spoiled that for you. It's just a pretty early on point, so I thought it was safe. But yeah, no, that's how I spent my afternoon, just crying over decisions. And I think the next thing I'm gonna do, I think I started exploring, and the next thing I need to do is recruit Tash. That's gonna be fun. I really like it. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I was so worried. Yeah. I get worried because I know some people haven't finished the game yet or just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know. I get. Ugh. Worst case scenario, I just spoil the game for someone and I'd hate that. Because the Manrafis Treviso choice is so. It's a difficult one. Speaking of Pucci, Pucci? Pucci? Huh, that sounded different in my head. Anyway, yeah, no. Oh, I had that conversation with, what's her name? Harding. Sorry, Harding. Love you. I had that conversation with her, and it's like, you can say it. Solus is a pompous ass. I've never chose that before, so that was great. Just talking about the Inquisition. I need to replay Inquisition after everything. I really do. Speaking of which, a choice that's coming up later in the game, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I put a poll out in the channel about it, because I wasn't sure what I was gonna pick. Who's gonna lead the second team, and I still don't know, but I think I'm gonna need to go with the opposite choice this time from last time. Oh, did I actually? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I've just been spamming stuff in the Discord because I'm like, ooh, look at this, look at this. I guess why I really need to start settling down to start streaming the games again proper, because I just have so much to say while I'm playing. But I'm gonna need to start with Origins. So that's either going to be on the Monday or the Tuesday. I think with how far along we are with this, I might make it Tuesdays. Just because it's convenient. Because Tuesday is a pretty good day for me. A dread pitch. You post your drawing the disc. Yay! Oh, look at it! Oh, I love it. Katie, is there another kitty emoji I can use? Cat. There's a lot of cat emoji. Oh my, here, there, we gave you. That is how I react. Come here, my cat. I love it. I love your pens too. Oh my god. Yeah, Origin. Yeah, I really want to play Origins. I still need to do the thing about the... Is it a patch? Lisa, you sent it to me because my friend was complaining about it because her game kept crashing. I still need to do that thing because I do not want the game to crash. Still need to do that, but I think I'll wait until after Stars Arisen and then I'll start up the thing. Origins, which I'm excited about because I haven't played Origins in probably about a year. Like, actually sat down and played it, not just looking for clips and things. Yeah, forgive it. Yeah, forgive it. Yeah, that. Yeah. The Gibble Babble, the Gibble Babble patch. Yeah. Oh, Inky. Yeah. Oh. I haven't progressed far enough with my Inquisitor Rook. It's just trying to get everything done is very annoying because I want to get all of the scenes, and I think I posted it in the Discord as well, a mod that makes Solus wear his trespasser armor. Gabble gabble. But it's not his he wears his regular Veilguard outfit, but he's wearing like the fur thing he wore in Trespasser. And he needs to be wearing fur of some kind. He's the dread wolf. He might as well be wearing, like, not... Oh! Zimmies! Oh my gosh. Okay. Not cat ears, but he might as well be wearing, like, wolf ears or something. So, yeah, no, that's pretty much an update on everything. Oh, yeah, videos... Once again, I have like a million videos I'm working on. I'm gonna start doing like shorts and things. Cat. Sweetheart. Are you okay? Oh. He didn't meow, he just went... Urgh. Okay. You behave. He's not gonna listen to me. Oh no. 52 gigabits free. Yeah, I've got a similar issue with like my storage, whatever you call it, where I think I had one of them that was like a terabyte of free data and it only has like 200 gigabytes left, and I feel so guilty about it because I don't know where that... I think, to be fair, actually, in saying that, I think that's where I keep all my videos and stuff, like all the footage, and that includes like all like 70 something hours of my first playthrough of Veilguard. So yeah. Some game, there's like, I really want to play Ark Survival Evolved again, but that's like 400 gigabytes of storage memory, and that's annoying. Oh, 500, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, no, that's the problem. You get that much storage and then you need it for something, but you're like, everything I have installed, I don't want to uninstall it. It needs to be there. I know I haven't played Dragon Age 2 in about 2 years. I'm not uninstalling it. Anyway, I think on that note, I'm gonna end the stream because it has been a bit. I'll let you guys finish up for your evening. Thank you all so much for being here. It was so fun. I'll probably still be online for a bit. I'll be in the Discord, so yeah. Leave it off there. Anything else last minute I'm trying to think of? Yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you all so much for joining today. It was so much fun. Next time, hopefully we'll get some romance going with Vivian. Maybe some danger. Maybe we'll find out what's going on. Is Renard behind everything? Who knows? Who knows? But I feel like stuff is gonna happen. Bye, guys. Have a good evening. Yep, that's the right one. Bye! Oh, also, yep, same time next week, probably. Let me just double check. It will be Tuesday the 17th. Tuesday next week, yes. The week after, I'm gonna be away. So, 24th I won't... Yeah, we'll address that next week. Next week, yes, same time. Bye!